Yes, Allah. Now, there are some verses in the Holy Quran which shows what will happen in this hell. Okay. One of these says, وَإِن مِّنْكُمْ إِلَّا وَارِدُهَا.
Right.
Yes. How everyone will visit this hell.
But there is another verse as well, that they will not hear hasisaha.
Yes, with it, yes. لا يسمعون حسيسها.
لا يسمعون hasisaha. They will not go even that close that they could hear the raging sound of hell, even like hasis. It will be so far away that even the hasis, now there is no hasis in Jahannam. It is raging, wailing, and huge crying and things, but that shows the distance of believers from that place.
Then
that punishment.
Yes. Then minkum, he says. Okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry for those.
ठीक है. I want to read the previous verse as well. Now, about Jahannam. لهم فيها زفير وهم فيها لا يسمعون. There is such noise, and they will not be able to hear and know what's happening. إن الذين سبقت لهم من الحسنى أولئك عنها مبعدون. Those are my servants for whom I have already passed the word of goodness for them, the good word for them in their favor, or the word of blessing. What would happen to them? Ulaika anha mub'adun. They will be kept so far away from them, la yasma'una hasisa. They will not hear even the whispering sound from Jahannam. Wahum fi mashtahat anfusuhum khalidun. While whatever they love, they desire, they will remain forever in that state of achievement. Now, this is a beautiful comparison. If you enter Jahannam, the noise is so great that you can't even hear and understand what's happening, Huge noise. But the believers, if they entered heaven, Jannah once, how could they not hear that sound and know that what's happening there? Mubadun, they will be kept far away from it. Even the slightest sound of Jahannam will not reach them. What is the compromise between the two? This is the point. In Min-Kum Illah Wa-re-Doha indicates the Jahannam which is created, the fire which is created by the enemies of prophets, and which they are made to go through and suffer through. The life of hell which they accept of their own accord for the sake of Allah. That fire is built by kuffar, and they could run away from it by denying the truth or by rejecting the message of Allah.
But they would go to the other fire.
Yes, then they would go to the other fire. So they prefer being burnt in the fire of the enmity for the sake of Allah, and that is why that fire is turned into a garden and made cool. Ya naru kuni bardan wa salaman ala Ibrahim. This is the nar. For Abraham it was built and it raged, but he didn't desist from what he was conveying, from conveying the message of God to them and believing in the unity and proclaiming the unity of Allah. So this is the hell which is mentioned here. Believers would also taste of a hell, but only temporarily. On this earth, the passing moments. Then would come the everlasting heaven. So they will know what suffering is. They will know what heartburns mean. So only through that experience they can imagine what would be the suffering of the people of hell. Otherwise, they would be kept farthest from the raging hell which God will create for the sinful. Right? If you imagine, this seems to mean that even Rasulullah, can you imagine for a moment?
يقول أمير المؤمنين.
Unbelievable. Now again, there is a promise which is twofold in fact. It is not said that they will suffer throughout their lives on earth and will enter Jannah only afterwards. But it is clearly mentioned in the Quran that their suffering here will also be temporary. Not because of the life being temporary. Like he spoke to, ordered the nar which was built for Abraham, Kuni bardam wa salaman ala Ibrahim. So all prophets gain peace here on earth after suffering for a while. And they all ultimately become victorious. So there are two Jannat for them. One here on earth, which turns their hell into heaven. And the other, that permanent abode of Jannah, which knows no hell. You understand?
That's what.
Right.